fucking girl's in charge, man. Hate to tell you, dude. What's that? That's just fucking the way it works. Fucking, just the way it works. Bad communications down here. Lack of communication downtown Minot forever.
My name is Isabella Starkey. I am 15 and I want to own my own specialty pastry shop.
I'm Sydney Berg and I'm 16 and I haven't really decided yet, but I either want to be a pediatric dentist or a nurse anesthetist. I'm Adriana Bach, I'm 17 and I want to be a teacher and then have a food truck.
My name is Chloe Marie Wattrud and I'm 17 years old, and in the future I'd like to be a music teacher.
I saw this event. It was being advertised on Instagram and Snapchat a lot. So I was like, Mom and Dad, like, this is a cool event. I'm a part of these things during the school year, and I was like, this is something that I can do in the summer.
My name is Lindsay Ulrichsen. I'm the Executive Director of Souris Basin Planning Council. And the reason why I wanted to do this project is I could see a connection or maybe a disconnection between young people and older people. And one of the biggest reasons why I do this is because I have two young kids that I want them to have these experiences, and I want a different experience for them than maybe what I got as a young person, or maybe that a different experience young people are getting today.
I hope you guys don't hate me. I'm gonna give you like a tiny bit of homework, but it's more like just self-thinking and stuff like that.
I think there is a decent amount of change needed, but not necessarily the change in like physical things, change in mindset.
I honestly don't feel like we can express our opinions just because they don't want to look to us and be like, oh, you actually had a good idea. But if like they come up with it and we had the same exact idea, everybody's like, you guys had the best idea. But when we come up with it, it's like, no, why would we ever do that?
These sheets right here, I want you guys to kind of go through and write down just like the adjectives that you did in your application, words that describe you. So it can be funny, it can be goofy, it can be brilliant.
I think youth have to open their voices louder than adults because we are, less mature, have gone through less life experience. So I get why adults maybe don't take us as seriously sometimes.
I've had my opinions looked over and valued many times, like giving people examples or helping in the community. I think older people more likely, most of them actually listen to your opinion.
I feel like to an extent they're valued and we're heard for some points, but then others it's kind of like, oh, you said this, but we're gonna go in a different direction.
One thing I always try to keep in mind, whether I'm working with the girls or anyone else, is that everyone has stuff going on in their lives that I probably don't know about. And, so everybody kind of gets a pass every once in a while, because sometimes there just might be some stresses going on at home or at school or with friends or with a boyfriend or, things like that we all deal with on a day-to-day basis that affects how we are day-to-day as well.
Us being youth, it ties into the project by we are the new generation, we're the upcoming, so we are the new perspective. And that's not really seen a lot in the public eye, especially just in North Dakota, because that's just how it is, it's just fine, totally fine. But it just adds a new perspective, a young perspective, a growing perspective, and yeah, just basically that.
My name is Scott Gordon. I am the artist that will be facilitating the mural done in this project. Champions of Change reached out to me and wanted me to be a part of their project, and it was really humbling that they thought of me to be a part of it. I think it's awesome that they're taking a stand for their voice, and myself having 3 kids of my own, I think it's really important for them to be able to express themselves. Art is a very tricky thing. I mean, you look at one picture, maybe it's a black square. It can be interpreted a million different ways, something just as simple as that. And so I really wanted to, help the girls out when it comes to getting their thoughts and ideas into an image that they're able to have everyone look at and feel, a certain way, what they're feeling in just an image.
It's just a concept. Everybody really wanted there to be a meaning behind it and not just like some squares that are colorful, So maybe adults just don't seem to take you seriously, or don't, like, maybe you can see that they're half listening, or just some things like that. If you allow us the space to do this, we'll show you how awesome we can be.
I think the community can help us a lot in like supporting us and listening to us what we want to do with this project. Listening to what we have to say, and even after, like, we're still going to be active on social media, like, listen to what we have to say is like the main point.
If it's one female, if it's 5 females with their arms around each other and reaching up with one hand, or if it's like depicting.
Then it's like us.
It's like us.
Yeah.
I don't know if we want to take like credit for that though, because like you want it to be.
It wouldn't have to be credit. It would almost just be more like an homage to you. So like it wouldn't say Chloe on your shirt. It would just be.
I think that if we got the younger generation out and they heard what we had to say and saw the impact that we were making, that they would really get out and want to do that too.
Okay, so I'm saying they could be the roots. This is the trunk of the tree, but their hands are going together. I was just getting like the feel for like how their hands would be going up. So this was the first one that when I moved up here from Dickinson, this is the first one I saw, and I was like, yeah, that needs to be covered up, because downtown's trying to be revitalized, and saying Tragic City doesn't really help that.
Yeah.
We could get some scaffolding on top of the roof.
Oh my gosh, that'd be
And then you could do it right there. Well, it's dumb. It's such a nice wall.
If they can't put windows there, they're not going to buy it. So
Okay.
so they're trying.
You can involve teens by like going directly to teens and not like trying to like bypass them almost. And if you have the teens themselves set it up and they're proud about it, they will spread the word naturally because they're proud of what they've done.
Okay.
What we told him probably just developed differently in his mind than what we thought.
That's the first thing he sent me.
Does it have color?
And then he sent me this. Like, that's how it would be.
I like that.
I didn't like the
I just
waves,
don't
though.
like her face.
I didn't like her face. She looked depressed.
She looks sad. She does look sad.
But he did a good job.
Yeah.
Like,
He's amazing.
Yeah. It's just not what we
So that's the
are trying to
close-up.
portray, I think. Meeting as a group, when we're together, we get a lot done in a pretty short amount of time. So that's nice. And we're pretty like certain with all of our decisions. So when we figure it out, it's like we roll with it.
Yeah, that guy's in jorts.
No, in the new one.
Yes, it's jorts.
In the new one?
We're very real in
Why
this
did you
group,
wanna
so we
see
just
our
wanted it to be like real and raw. And then we also wanted some of our words, so like a quote that I'm choosing is, well, I can read it for you. Do what is right to other people, love being kind to others, and live humbly. So something just like encouraging, kind of like motivational.
Like, we don't have any more time to go, you know what, let's go back to the drawing board and let's figure this out, because we're painting this thing in like 4 days. And then also the limitations of the space. So if we did something, we couldn't do something really. It's hard for me. I'm a little bit of a control freak, and I'm used to, taking charge, and I saw that in a lot of the girls too. So it was difficult when the girls were struggling. And especially as a mom, I want to step in, and I want to, I don't want my kids to be unhappy. I don't want other kids to be unhappy. And so
It was actually a struggle for me. I really had to take a step back and really be mindful of not jumping in and saving the day.
This is draft 2. It will still be a little different.
Their vision and my vision are going to come together, hopefully reaching to everybody. And so I've really enjoyed the fact that the way they look at things maybe is a lot different than the way I looked at things when I was in high school or even now. So today we're going to get some paint. And there's no other better place to get paint when you're looking to win at a game, because at Sherwin-Williams it's always a sure win. That makes sense. Oh, okay.
And that should do it, with the exception of the custom.
With my art, you know, moving forward after this project, I mean, it's kind of opening my eyes, you know, where I used to do portraits and just characters around, and it has meaning, but not a strong message like they're trying to portray. And so I think moving forward, it is going to influence my art and throwing in stuff that I really feel strongly about and not thinking about what other people think.
Is the surface pretty smooth?
Yeah, it's actually, so I think I told you wood. The windows are wood, and then this is almost like a paneling from what I noticed on it. But I did test the paint, and so this is the right one.
Okay. So this roller is going to be easy for those girls to use.
Okay.
It'll hold a good amount of paint, and then it's not going to leave much of a stipple behind, so you'll have a smoother surface.
Okay, perfect.
If you're going to get a couple brushes, though, I actually do have a pack that, for the price of 2, just grab a handful of these here, and we'll be in touch, and we'll just get a signature from you there, that we can get it out of our system here.
Okay.
Sometimes you can't let people always like stomp on you on your ideas and stuff. You gotta say, no, I can do this. And people think it's amazing when younger people can do these things.
I think it's really, really important that when you're inviting a young person to join a charge or to join a program, that you bring them in and you ask them what it is that they can or want to contribute, just like we would with an adult or a peer.
Whether it is the youth leading or getting art on the walls and cleaning it up, I mean, how people view each other and how people interact and get things done, I think this is a great step for the youth. Not exactly sure if we're going to be able to get any painting done today. The forecast is calling for some rain throughout the afternoon. With the paint drying, we don't really want to mess it up and have to redo it, so. I think we're going to be better off just going tomorrow when it comes down to the paint adhering to the surface and not bubbling or causing any chipping later on. Hey Lindsay, how's it going?
Hey Scott, what's happening?
So, good news and bad news. Good news, I got up this morning, I'm at the place. Bad news, I was looking at the radar. It's not really looking too good as far as weather-wise today. I'm thinking, do have the day off tomorrow? We could. It's supposed to be 75 and then sunny.
Okay, well, I'll check in with the girls. Hopefully that will work for all or most of them.
Okay.
And I'll let Connie know too, because she's on food duty today. And hopefully tomorrow works fine for me. So we'll just check in and see if it works for everybody else.
Okay.
If you don't hear back from me, then we're good to go tomorrow.
Perfect. Same time?
Okay. Yeah, let's do like 9 o'clock instead tomorrow.
Okay. That sounds good. All right. Well, thank you, Lindsay. We'll see you tomorrow.
Right, yeah. Okay. See you tomorrow.
All right. Okay. Bye.
Bye.
events in downtown.
We gotta set up spike ball and the cornhole game. And then
We gotta get our DJ. Yeah, our DJ here. We gotta set up our corn dogs
and our barricade. So we had a meeting one day and we were like, okay, what are we gonna do? What's gonna be our big project besides the mural? We had the mural picked out right away, kind of. She had the money set aside for it. So the video, and we wanted to do something else. And I'm a big believer in our downtown. Like, I think they put a lot of work into it. The businesses have suffered. So I thought, what's better than bringing teens downtown? Them getting to see the new and improved downtown if they haven't yet, and then having a fun event there. And I said, what's like the time of my life when I think, where's the place that I have the most fun at, like during school or in my teens? And I'm like, well, school dances, they're amazing. Like, I have the most fun at those. So I was like, let's put a dance on.
Where's Colton gonna be? Over there?
Over here. In this
Over
corner.
here. Okay. Okay. Will you guys tell him to play like some old school 90s and 2000s hip hop for the old people?
How about before everybody gets here? Lindsay,
No.
you ain't dancing.
You
on
better.
weekends.
I'm not dancing.
You also didn't wear what you told us you were gonna wear in the group chat.
I'm wearing that for the event.
Okay, so
This
you're
is
gonna
just my
change-
work clothes.
Okay,
It's underneath. It's
well,
on
that's
underneath.
professional.
It's on underneath.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
It was super scary because we didn't know like if we were gonna get sponsors or if anyone was gonna show up or if we're gonna even have food. But we kind of worked through the kinks as they came at us.
I'm old. My bones are brittle.
Yeah, she got Ages are 14 to 20. It's 14 because we want all high schoolers.
Try to be in high school though. Like, don't come if you're an 8th grader.
Don't
I'm
come.
sorry. Like,
Oh, dude, I think we're gonna venture into some pop, some EDM.
There we go. It's called the blessing day. So like we already have 65 kids registered. Okay. So actually I should check.
nothing
Gonna
smells
be
like
keeping us
light on
safe.
fire.
It's going to be keeping us safe today.
What's that?
I'm not like a
You don't like Dakota?
No, I like it, but that just looks really like vegetable.
It's rice and guacamole.
It shouldn't rain, and it's nice outside. It's a little bit windy, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, I was gonna like.
Okay, and then wanna do this one on top of our show? Yeah, please. Well, I'm thinking 78 people. Hopefully they bring like one other. Because I noticed just like a lot of people just bought one ticket, so most likely they're gonna have an accomplice. That's the word. Yeah, no one's gonna come back.
I feel like it's important that projects like this exist, especially for teens like us, because I mean there's a lot of like adult things and a lot of little kid things to do, but we're kind of at that awkward like middle stage where there's not a lot of things for us to do.
Yeah,
Look at it, locks and everything.
We don't have the keys, so
That is so.
don't. I don't know how to actually lock it, but
That's amazing.
we'll figure it out.
I need like a rock for it. It's super lightweight.
There's always going to be people who say that wasn't what I wanted, like that was lame, I didn't like it, whatever. But that just means you have to improve.
We all had our set jobs, like food trucks. I was in charge of the DJ. Somebody was in charge of like getting the parking lot, setting it all up, all of that. But when it comes down to it, like if you can do something, like you need to ask for help. You can't like hide it.
We've had to get, porta potties, a tent, a DJ, the food trucks, mocktails, all the extra stuff kind of behind the scenes that has been kind of rocky getting a hold of everyone, but it's, I think, gonna come together in the end.
As adults, we can just provide some really simple guidance and let them kind of take the lead and let them shine a little bit. Let them tell us what they think and let them tell us what they're good at. And maybe sometimes it is part of just joining and listening in for a period of time and then getting to that comfort level where they feel like they can jump in and say, okay, here's how I can help.
The adults just need to know that the teens aren't as scary as they seem.
I'm someone who wants like everyone to always be having fun. Like I want everyone to be laughing, smiling, just like having the time of their life when they're around me, around my friends and stuff. So that's why we wanted to put this on, because we thought, you know, we're gonna make people happy, we're gonna make people smile, we're gonna bring people together. It's just gonna be a fun night, a fun time for kids to get away and just have fun.
I think the night is going great. It's just some good, clean fun with some teens. So far we have 103 kids here, which we're really excited about. We were like, oh, we hope we get 50. So I think this is a great win for the girls. Everybody's having a good time.
I told her shake it like a red nose pit bull. Like a red nose, she gon' shake it.
This event is an awesome street dance in downtown Minot. They're happy, high five, make it. It's having a lot of fun.
I'm not that athletic.
It honestly means a lot that we can like do something, especially because we're girls, and like us not being able to do a lot is what we've learned with our like mural and everything, and like that we found like the direction we wanted to go in to like do stuff for more teens, show like the community that teens can make decisions and like follow through with everything. I feel like we all could have done more than what we did, but it came together great. So I think what we did, it turned out really good.
Another early morning. Just gonna get the Circle of Life from the Lion King going. Pick up the spirits at 7:30. We ran into some problems yesterday with the trailer being there. So to fix it, they added a second trailer, which will be awesome. So we're gonna have to figure that out, but we'll make it work. Just gonna lay down a black base layer before the girls and everybody get here. It's the boring stuff. I don't need to be a part of it. I just want to keep it fun for them. So yeah, here we go.
At some point, if he gets there before I get back. Just wanted to give you the heads up. He seems super crappy, of course, about it. Like he is, yeah. But if he gets there before me,
Perfect.
Good luck.
All right, it'll be good.
Okay.
Well, we'll see you in a little bit.
All right. Okay.
All right.
Bye.
Okay. Bye. So he's on his way to move the trailers. So we solved the rain. It's beautiful out. We're solving the trailers. We might have the makings of a good day. Hopefully. Fingers crossed.
Downtown sucks, dude. Well, I don't want to be here no more. No communication, nobody. They know whose fucking trailers they are. They know they've been here. The fuck's wrong with it? Like, stupid? Yeah, common sense, you know what I mean? Yeah, I don't. You're lucky I'm in town, dude. You know? You guys, I just dropped these off last fucking night, dude. Yeah, what? I mean, it's like, come on. Or yesterday they dropped this trailer off. So, like, whatever. So, it's, yeah, I know who owns the building. You don't own the fucking property, though. No, I know. So we were trying to get a hold of him. Yeah, well, you don't know, man. You should fucking do it. Yeah, well, I appreciate you coming in. They can't fucking tell nobody nothing to do. Yeah. They obviously knew this a long time, but, you know, fucking jerk-offs. Yeah, it's fucking girls in charge, man. Hate to tell you, dude. What's that? That's just fucking the way it works. Fucking, just the way it works. Bad communications down here. Lack of communication down to my forever. 20 fucking years non-communication. That's what I know. Do you have to move them very far? Do you need help? No, I got it, dude. Oh, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Thank you.
My chameleon died.
Where do you want this one?
I'm sorry.
Good.
This
well,
is
they're like
amazing.
shakeable.
Oh,
that's so great. I was gonna need more.
So he asked for your number. He wants to get friends with you.
You did not give him my number. Okay.
Did he say why?
He does not. Whoever that fucking lady was, I moving my truck.
I'm pretty tired. I'm gonna admit it. I drove all the way from Metagoshi.
There's like-
I woke up at 7. Are you guys having any, or am I the only one that's gonna eat?
A lot of this, I really had to just kind of embrace the chaos of this project because none of us really knew exactly what it was going to be or how it was going to turn out, and we had to just be okay with that.
This will be the first time that we have everyone together.
Oh wow.
For one gathering. Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
As we were going through the process, I really enjoyed being able to like pick out like colors and the actual like mural and quotes and stuff, and that really helped empower me almost, because I realized like, hey, just because you're not over the age of 20 doesn't mean you can't do stuff.
I think what we have really just shows how creative this world is, how creative people are, how no one's the same, and how art is kind of crazy and colorful, and that's why we love it, and that's why we want to put it downtown.
Cookie style. Looks super appetizing. And then this. It really was.
Try that.
The day that we painted the mural, it was a little bit interesting, and it was new for all of us. Scott hadn't done anything like that before either, and so we wanted them to be a part of it. And I think there was an opportunity for us to maybe structure that a little bit differently, but we wouldn't have known that until we did what we did.
Oh my gosh! Really?
Yeah.
I feel like those are mess ups. Yes.
1, 2, 3.
All hands were on deck the day of. Everyone was there to pitch in and help wherever they needed to. We had parents coming and pitching in and helping us out without us asking them to, and that was so, so great.
Hate to tell you, dude. What's that? That's just fucking the way it works. Fucking, just the way it works. This fucking girl's in charge, man. Hate to tell you, dude. What's that? That's just fucking the way it works. Fucking, just the way it works. This fucking girl's in charge, man. Hate to tell you, dude. What's that? That's just fucking the way it works. Fucking, just the way it works. Fucking circles. Yeah, this fucking girl's in charge, man.
it hurts because like, just because we're girls, that we can't do anything.
Well, I know it's a thing. I know like, people are gonna say what they want to say. I guess you just have to brush it off and live your life.
Well, I just think it's kind of wrong that, I mean, he threw shade at us girls because, like, you guys were obviously there, like, asking him to move the trailers. Like, Lindsay called him, but you guys were there, like, asking him or being there, like, to help him. So it shouldn't have been, like, just us being thrown under the bus just because it's a bunch of girls doing it.
Just the fact that he thinks that every guy is like him and thinks the same way, that women, like, run bad ships, basically. Like, I think he should realize that he's in a less majority.
He didn't need to do that. It wasn't really necessary, I guess. And like females in charge stuff, that kind of.
You know, being exposed to sexist comments and comments about, well, this wouldn't have happened if a man had been in charge. Those are things that people might not say it to us every day, but we might feel it, and we might, a lot of us experience that on a daily basis. And it's really important to be able to understand that his comments are not about me. He doesn't know me as a person, and even if he did, those comments are about him. And I think it's really important to shed light on that and to have these conversations around what we're doing with Champions of Change, because we already experience it. We're going to continue experiencing it as women, and we have to find positive ways to deal with that and not let the things that he had to say not let that become our own internal voices. That's what's so important, is not allowing that negativity and those just, he's wrong. So, not letting that become something we actually believe.
Like a caterpillar? The world is like this yellow line.
Well, tell you that much. Oh, I got the right part, right?
So the white line, you can paint over that.
Yeah.
Oh.
This process has really allowed me to take a really hard look at the way I have conversations with my own children and with my nephews. I can see that I communicate in a different style than they do.
I definitely think Lindsay's leadership played a huge role in our part of bringing this together, because, I mean, without her, this group wouldn't have even been possible. But she also really had some great ideas that made us want to just get out in the community and try different things. Even when we weren't sure about it, she'd be like, oh, you guys got this, and then we could go and do it. And we were unsure of the street dance at certain times, but she always just was like, you got this. And so we kept going, and we had a great success with that. And I think for me, she would always just, push me to try like different things and just get out there. So I really think her leadership played a huge role in our part.
We are the next generation of adults. So I think the adults need to train us into being who they are now. So if you reach out to adults and you gain their knowledge, you can be more like them, okay? So then we're gonna pass it on to the next generation. So if we just keep doing that, we're gonna have more mature kids at our age, and it's just gonna pass on down. So we have to keep maturing our generations, I think. And that's just that just comes along with life.
If teens just realize there are adults that will help, and they will listen, and they will help guide you. So if you find the right adult or pair of adults, you can really get your vision across, and they'll really help you.
Having a platform now has helped me just like express my voice so that upcoming teens can see that just because you are in high school that you still can do it. Like just because you are busy with sports, after school activities, work, all of it, you still can do everything you wanted to do. You can do anything you set your mind to.
We didn't really know what we were doing in the beginning. And I mean, we probably still don't. Like, we're probably way off, but we're gonna get there. And I mean, our time is done, but there's new people and they have new ideas. And with every new age group, there's gonna be new change and new things to create.
They really did all of it. It really turned out because of all of their efforts.
It actually turned out really well, and I'm just really proud of Adriana and the rest of the group.
It's not like we can help what has happened in the past, so we're just taking steps to better it. So that's why we're doing this mural, and it's gonna have a positive quote on it, which will make people feel good. I know my advisor, when she read the quote, she had goosebumps. Like, that's what we want people to feel. We want them to feel good. We want them to be like, wow, that's powerful.
When I first moved here, we realized it really was not very adaptable to change. It was kind of like stuck in the old ways, whatever. I think it's growing more so out of that habit, but with groups like this, it definitely will impact it more and pave that way for new change and new people to come in and new ideas to flow and just people to grow in general.
I just have like such a hard time expressing like how much I've learned from this project, because I have learned so much from it. So like from like racism to event planning to talking to adults, especially that, going out in our community, showing people that we can do everything, how to paint.
I think that we should really, like as us kids, tell more people about it face to face and really tell them what we did to get more people interested in it, and especially boys too, because it wasn't supposed to be just an all-girl thing, but that just happened. To get everybody involved in it, and that tell them that we had, like, it was such a great time, and like maybe a little bit more, like if we had more time for our projects and stuff, and we had a little more planned out, but I think that it could really be a big success in the future.